Have you ever thought about a bike that not only can get you from one place to another, but it's also eco-friendly and has a lot of speed? Let me introduce Delfast Inc. Hey guys, and welcome to one more episode of Builder Nation. For today's interview, we have Daniel Tonkopi, CEO and founder of Delfast Inc, the electric bike company producing the transport of the future. Welcome, Daniel. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me here. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to be here. It's my pleasure to be with you again.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Daniel. I'm super happy to have you once again at the podcast to reconnect. I mean, the last couple of months have been really interesting for the company. So I'm pretty sure this interview will be great. But for our audience, would you mind sharing a little bit about it, how it started?
Oh yeah, thank you for asking. So I established Delfast company in 2014 in Ukraine, in Kiev. And the initial idea was far from the current product. So my initial idea was to create a delivery company within 1 hour. Why I decided to create it? Because I was trying to order a smartphone in an online store. And the lady operator said, okay, we will deliver it to you within 2 hours. And I said, oh, sorry, not 2 hours, 2 days. And I said, can you deliver it to me within 2 hours? Because I'm without a smartphone. Can you imagine being without a smartphone? So she said, oh, you know how delivery works. You are one of 1,000 deliveries within this truck. So I said, I'm ready to pay for the delivery, like any price you will tell me. Literally any. I need a phone right now. And she said, oh, no, it's impossible. Then I'm an impatient person, and I said, what's wrong with it? Why you can't just take from your warehouse and bring it to me, hire a taxi or whatever? And then literally at the same moment, someone in the office was trying to order a pizza, and they delivered pizza within 40 minutes. So this is when my aha moment came. So pizza could be delivered within 40 minutes, and smartphone or laptop or other stuff will be delivered within 2 days. So I decided to start making deliveries of smartphones with the speed of pizza delivery. And I called it Delfast because we deliver fast. This is just part of the story, because to deliver within 1 hour, I needed like something better than others. I needed a breakthrough. I needed to disrupt the delivery service, right? Nobody could deliver within 1 hour, but I had such a goal. So I decided, okay, electric bicycles. I'm a big fan of eco-transportation, of green transportation, green energy. My father was a professor of ecology. So I decided, okay, let's try using e-bikes. And then that time, 2014, I didn't know much about e-bikes. I just knew that they exist. Okay. So me and my partner, we bought our first e-bike. And a seller for this e-bike told me, okay, you will have 50 miles range on a single charge. Thought if our couriers will work full day, they will make 120 miles or at least 130 miles during the day. So 50 miles wouldn't be good for a full day, but it will be good for a start. Then we'll think about it. So we bought this bike with 50 miles range, and I charged it. I went to a ride. I love riding. I like bicycles, motorbikes. So I like this feeling of being within the nature, not within the metal box of a car. I was expecting great trip for me, so I charged the bike and made a trip just to test it. But after 20 miles, I stopped suddenly, and I called to a seller telling him, hey, something's wrong, something's broken. I stopped after 20 miles. He said, yeah, that's okay, that's right. I said, no, this is not okay. You promised me 50. And he said, yes, 50 if you help with pedals. I said, seriously? With pedals? If I help with pedals, I can make 1,000 miles. It doesn't make any sense. So we realized that this bike can make only 20 miles on a single charge, and most of other e-bikes on the market could make 20, not more than 30 miles on a single charge range. So we were forced to create e-bikes for our couriers, for our own delivery service. And this is how we started to build e-bike. And to make a long story short, in 2020, we sold our courier part of the business and focused on e-bikes production. So now we are only e-bike production company, but with the same name, Delfast, and we are doing pretty good. Last year, we doubled our sales revenue. In 2022, we made $2.4 million in revenue, which is twice higher the previous year. So we are doing pretty good.
Congratulations on that. And I mean, I don't remember that part of the story. I think it was great how the company changed. Just started with one idea and then everything changed. And especially with no background in engineering or anything like that. That's amazing.
You're absolutely right. I'm not an engineer or not a technical guy. I'm an entrepreneur. I create something. And also I'm an impatient person. If I see a problem, I want to solve it. I don't just stand with it. I'm trying to solve it. I had a necessity to deliver a smartphone and couldn't find delivery. So I created my own 1-hour delivery service. Then we couldn't find a solution for couriers, so we had to create the transportation as a vehicle for our couriers. So I'm an entrepreneur. I create something, and I know that my vast part of your audiences are also entrepreneurs, and they are creating something. And hey guys, I'm with you. Just keep going, keep doing, keep creating something from zero to something, and then create big and awesome projects.
Amazing. And also, I think that you're a solver and you have passion for the project as well, because if you don't have passion, then you don't have the gasoline. You wouldn't be able to continue. You were talking about the miles, right? You guys have a Guinness World Record?
Yes, we do. In 2017, we launched our crowdfunding campaign. Well, in 2017, we started to sell bikes. We wanted to try if somebody needs our bikes. Because we were a delivery company, we were making deliveries for online stores, for banks, etc. But we never sold bikes. So we launched Kickstarter campaign, and some people started to blame us. They said, "Oh, it's a scam. It's scammers. No existing bikes can make 100 miles on a single charge." We said, "But we can." And he said, "No, other bikes can make only 30, and here are my calculations. I'm a physician, I'm a technician, so here are all the proofs that it's impossible." But we are not fraud. We really made this bike with good range, so we were forced to make it official. So what we did, we invited representatives of Guinness World Book of Records. We invited media, we closed the Kyiv velodrome cycling track and tried to establish a world record for the longest range traveled on a single charge on e-bike without pedaling. So we made this official attempt with all the Olympic timekeepers, with judges of international level, etc. And we made 227 miles on a single charge, without pedaling, without recharging, just on a single charge on electric power. And this is the best result in the world. So we created the best bike in the world.
Now we know about the company, about what you guys are doing, about your story. I think it will be great as well to ask you about some challenges that you have faced probably in the last couple of years, especially talking about the pandemic. Over the past interviews, it has been really interesting to ask the founders and CEOs the main challenges while talking about the procurement process or the supply chain issues while we're building hardware, because at the end of the day, you guys are building e-bikes. So how was that process like?
We have all these issues with the logistic, with supply chain, with production. As investor says, it's hard. And this is 100% true. When we create hardware, we cannot deploy products like within few hours or days. No, if we change some, I don't know, a kickstand, we need to order it from Europe or from China, assemble it here in Los Angeles, and then see, okay, it doesn't fit, so we need another version. So we order others for testing, etc. But this is a process. This is our everyday job. I wouldn't say it's our challenge. I would say that the most exciting and the toughest, most difficult challenge is finding the best product for the customers. Is finding what they really need. Not what they ask for, but what they really need. So this is what we did in 2017 when we launched our Kickstarter campaign, and we found at the end of the campaign, we collected $165,000, which was pretty good for an unknown company. I mean, we were a delivery company. Nobody knew about Delfast as a bike company from Ukraine. So people believed us and gave us $165,000. That was awesome. So at that moment, I realized, okay, some people need our product. So we found something for them. This is the constant, the permanent search for the best product market fit. What we can do for them. What do they really need? I will give you another example. Almost 2 years ago, we moved our headquarters from Kyiv to Los Angeles. And from the very first day, we started to hear feedback from people on the streets, from dealers, from bike stores, from customers, from bike riders. They were seeing our bikes and told us, hey guys, did you ever consider to make a mid-drive mode? We said, okay, let's try. Then they said, oh, this bike is heavy, 140 pounds. And we said, yes, this is because of big battery. It provides you full day of ride. So this bike is perfect for everyday and full day riders, like couriers, like police, people who ride. So maybe you can make it a little bit less weight.
A lighter version,
Yes,
probably.
yes, exactly, yes. So we collected all the wishes, all their feedbacks. Like some people said, I need a basket for bags from a grocery store. Some said, I need a second seat. We gathered all this feedback. We literally collected 50,000 pieces of feedback. And then we tried to create the e-bike of a dream. E-bike, what people are asking us for. And in October 2022, we launched this e-bike. We called it Delfast California model because it was inspired in California. It has a U-shaped frame, so it's more easy to sit on it. It's lighter. It doesn't have 220 miles of huge range. It has 100 miles, which is also great.
Still a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It had all the features that I mentioned, like mid-drive motor and the basket and everything. And then we launched Indiegogo campaign in October 2022, and we collected only $36,000. So we sold only 20 bikes. And we were like, what? We created what you asked us, guys. So we realized, okay, maybe we implemented too much technologies in it, too much stuff in it. So the price was $2,700, and people were not ready to pay $2,700 or more for such bike. Then we realized you need such technologies in it, but you are not ready to pay such a price. So we need to tighten this. This is the most difficult challenge for our company, for me personally, to find product or products what people really need, what they will buy. And this is every day's job. This is the most important thing in any company.
I think it's really interesting because most of the companies or most of the CEOs or founders, they always talk about the importance of customer feedback. But I think it's really challenging whenever clients don't even know what they want and need. One of the last questions I wanted to ask about the organization of the team, because nothing will be possible without them, right? So I would like to ask you, how's your day-to-day like? How close are you with the operations team or with the engineers? So how is that dynamic?
It's like a roller coaster. Sometimes I'm really close with our engineering team. Like if I see a problem with logistics, so I have to go deeper and I have to know everything about logistics. Like how many deliveries were not made in time. So what we can do. They say, oh, we owe money to this logistic company. Okay, then I have to call to this logistic company and tell them when we will pay them in terms of payment, etc. They are starting to make deliveries again. Then I'm calling to a client who suffered from the not delivered bike. I'm calling to him or writing to him or her with my excuses, with my stories, with explanation of the situation, and with the next steps, what we are going to do. If there is a problem, then I have to go as deep as I can into this problem to solve it. But if everything goes right, then my team doesn't need me. And then I can focus on my main job to raise
everything.
Well, yeah, to develop the business, to make it larger, to raise more capital, to implement new forms for the business. And speaking about this, we recently made a decision to launch our side project. It's not about electric bikes, but it's close. Electric vehicle charging stations for small electric vehicles. So EV chargers for e-bikes or e-scooters. Because we, as an e-bike production company, we know the problem of clients. They cannot charge their electric scooters or e-bikes. There are a lot of chargers for cars, but literally no charging networks for electric bikes. And we're faced with that problem. We know this problem. So what we are going to do now is build a network, and I hope it will be the largest EV charger network in the US and in Europe.
The world?
Yeah, in the world, of course. And we have no competition so far. So no chargers for e-bikes. If you ride an e-bike and if you stopped in Santa Monica, in Los Angeles downtown, in London downtown, anywhere, you have no opportunity to charge it. You can go to a cafe and ask them, hey, may I charge my e-bike? And they're going to tell you, okay, are you going to buy a lunch from us or what? And then you said no. Then you go to a gas station and they literally told me, oh, we don't have working power outlets outside, so you cannot do it. I went to another charging station. I went to another cafe. When my bike was discharged in Los Angeles downtown, that's a real story. We spoke with other e-bike riders and we found that, yes, there is a problem here. There are no charging stations for e-bike. So we are building it, and this is where we are. We already signed first contract, and soon you will see the first network of EV chargers for e-bikes in Los Angeles County.
This is really exciting. Daniel, thank you so much for sharing. That was actually the last question. What are the next steps for the company? We are lucky enough to hear it from you,
Yes.
even before it happens. So this is exciting.
Yes,
And-
you're one of the first to know. I mean, except our team, you and your audience will probably one of the first to know about
You
this
hear
news.
that, guys? I mean, this is exciting. Okay, well, Daniel, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences. This has been great. Do you have any social media handles? Where can people find you or Delfast?
Thank you very much. Go to delfastbikes.com and support us and support Ukraine. Thank you for standing with Ukraine and supporting Ukrainian product. And thank you for having me here.
Totally. Thank you so much. And remember, guys, that you can also find more information, interesting articles, interesting interviews, just like this one with Daniel, direct on our website, controlhub.com/builder-nation. We would love to hear from you. And once again, Daniel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Being
you.
here.
Thank
It has
you very
been
much.
a pleasure.